Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Long Dark. New day has begun, which is actually day 2. Things got changed up because of the moose attack. Focus on finding some food, some water, so we can heal a broken rib, and move on with our adventure. The last episode I did find a hook and line, probably do some fishing. Jerry cans have fuel that you can use for the lantern, so you refuel it. Spray paint, you can mark off buildings you've already collected all the resources out of, so you don't waste your time searching the same buildings a month later. Alright, I'm out on the frozen lake. A big wolf hangout. So when I do get a rifle, I'll come back. Try it on some wolves. Anytime you eat predator meat, wolves or bears, you run risk of getting parasites. That's what the antibiotics are for. You can also get food poisoning. Antibiotics help with that too. For now, because I do not have a firearm, we're going to try and avoid these wolves. These little green buildings are ice fishing huts. They have a couple shelves in them you can check. And an ice fishing hole. When this game first came out, it's the only way you could fish. So these ice fishing holes. Now they give you the option to make your own. Wolf right there. I try to search these cabins. before I head out to the ice fishing huts. I would try and gather as many clothes as you can. The more clothes you grab, the more cloth you get. Also, it's always good to have a set of clothing just in case one set gets ruined or you ruin your shoes or pants. You have another pair to put on. Hmm. Lantern fuel. Also, same thing as jerry cans, just obviously not as much liquid or fuel in there. There's a few cabins around this lake. Sometimes you can find some useful items, even firearms. Which is why I'm looking, hoping to find a firearm. It'd be nice to have, knowing that the lake is usually crowded with wolves, sometimes bears. There are certain items that when you harvest them, they'll give you leather, driving gloves. Any kind of shoes will give you leather. You need the leather. You need leather to repair your shoes. Nope, behind. These are basically just stories. Um, Sometimes you can find ones that have locations of caches. They usually are accompanied by a key. So we get good to find. Fire log. A spray paint can. going to try and collect as much of this food and not eat it until I'm really hungry. I'm going to try and stockpile as much of it as I can, because I'm going to have to rest that 115 hours now. Heal my rib. Don't lie. Now, resting, you can't just rest. You can waste time playing the cards, but if your guy isn't low on fatigue, he won't rest. Just wake up. So if I can get this guy to tired enough to rest for 10 hours, I would have to do that 12 times to get rid of this broken rib. So I would have to have enough food to sustain myself. So we're going to search these cabins, firearms, food. These are the caches. MREs down at the dam. Broken window room. So it gives you a little marker on the map. And the key. And a pry bar. Survey. Let's see the logging camp where it was. The lake where I am. And where that photograph was. Polaroid. So we go there, get that collectible. If I remember, it's not anything, it's just completing that side quest, I guess you can call it. I don't know what they call it. Metal pieces, scrap, take to a workbench, you can make fish hooks out of them. Also, you can find a forge and a hammer. You can make makeshift knives, hatchets, arrowheads, to grind to get arrows, for sure. Pieces you need take time. The feathers are the easiest thing to get as far as the arrow shafts go. You're gonna need saplings and let them cure. Harvest these, try and repair. If you look down in the left hand corner, you'll see protection, warmth bonus, windproof bonus, protection, and sprint. So So the warmth bonus will counteract the actual temperature outside. Windproof will, like it says, cut the wind. Protection is protection against any kind of cuts from animals. And the sprint is the heavier that your gear is, the more it wears on your stamina. That's why the hatchet is such a great tool. Basically, any piece of furniture you can tear up. The only thing you really can't tear up are the beds. Will give you more materials. Right now, I'm just focusing on eliminating some of the weight. So I'll put on the clothing that'll give me the most benefit and harvest the rest. These sodas will give you some hydration plus a little bit of calorie. I'll knock off some of that time. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.